Alrighty, before we get into this, of course, you think about the Broncos and the Storm. You could clearly think about that 2006 grand final, or you could think about the 2008 semi-final where Greg Inglis pinched this.
Croc is 5 metres out from the line. Crocker to play the ball. It's only the first tackle. The other was a 0. It's gone to Cronk. They've got numbers. It's gone to Greg Inglis. Inglis is over to score for Melbourne.
Unbelievable!
The Premiers are back. The Premiers have scored.
Not forgetting too, who was the back rower? Who was the they didn't even have the ball. The Broncos had the ball with a minute to go, and the back rower, come to my name, he goes crack, whacks it, ball comes free, and then off they go and score that try.
T.O.?
No, the Storm back rower.
Oh, okay.
Starts with S, his name. Sikamanu.
Okay, yeah.
Sikamanu, remember him?
Yeah.
He goes crack. And
they
didn't even have the ball, and they win the game. It was quite remarkable. As far as team news is concerned, for the Brisbane Broncos, Dean Mariner is back. Fletcher Baker's there, Jaden Hunt, Kobe Hetherington, Reece Walsh has been named in jersey number 20. For the Melbourne Storm, look, all the cavalry's back, so they're done with the resting. They've all come back. The only player of note, really, who's not going to be there is Ryan Pappenhausen. So Falongo will play fullback for the Melbourne Storm as they have one last captain's run, if you like, before the finals. Where they get the edge on Cronulla, we'll get to that team news very, very shortly. They've got an extra 3 days. So they're playing Thursday night versus the Sharks playing on a Sunday. So I would have rested them. But anyway, that's how that plays out. That's the Melbourne Storm and the Broncos. Then we go to the Spoon Bowl, gentlemen.
Oh, yes. So it's a sellout out there at Campbelltown. Aiden Caesar is going to be named despite suffering that shoulder injury. So he's had a couple of weeks in a row he's been injured, and he's aimed up. Josh Folletti comes into the centres, and Junior Tupu goes out to the wing for the Eels. Tuilagi is back in the starting side. After last week, he pulled out. It was a late withdrawal. So Sean Lane back to prop. Ogden goes to the bench. Dan Kerr. Is it Keir or Kerr? K-E-I-R. Am I pronouncing that correctly? Keir to the reserves. And Shawnee Russell. G'day. Peter. G'day. He's onto the wing. So this is going to be a beauty.
What sort of crowd are they going to get there?
Sold out.
Yeah.
What is it? What have they got? 18.5?
I think it's 9.5.
Oh, upgrades.
Yeah, they got the
sold out.
$1,000.
They borrowed a little bit of money from the Leichhardt councillors and put it over there. It was Ashton Sims dropped the ball over the line. Sugar.
Ashton Sims, was it?
Yeah. So Sikamanu.
Yeah, Sikamanu went whack.
Sikamanu just got his silicon gun out and just said, "Sikaflex this."
Okay, the Rabbitohs and the Roosters.
Let's go to a call, gents. Rabbitohs, Roosters. Cody Walker.
Oh, just before.
Shifts to 5'8".
Bit of audio.
Oh, do we have some audio?
Oh, yeah.
Fletch.
Play it, Brasco.
Here we go.
It's down to Sutton, who gives it to Taylor, who brings it back and gives it to McQueen. They're away. Merritt's there again. Here he is. Merritt links up with Luke. Luke for the line. Keeps it alive. Reynolds. You can take me now. I have seen it all.
Oh, great call.
Great call.
I left. I was at that game, and I don't go to many games. I left with 15 minutes to go. Walked down the stairs at the stadium, tried to get out. They scored. I think it might have been the Coltrane scored, or someone scored. So they were still 2 behind.
Yep.
They scored again, and I heard another roar. So, jump in the car, and then that happened.
Wow.
I'd seen it all.
You had seen it all.
And was it the following year, Minnie
did the same
had
thing.
a call?
Boyd called, and I put a kick through, and the Min Dog just towed it through and scored.
Was that
Unbelievable.
like Monday Night Footy or something? Was it a...
I think it was a weird. Yeah, it was a weird one.
It was a weird one, wasn't it? What's the big team news, boys? What are they doing in the absence of Sammy Walker?
Okay, let's go.
So we've got Cody Walker is shifting to 5'8" for the Rabbitohs. Dean Hawkins is the halfback in the absence of Jack White. And Richie Kenner has been recalled onto the wing for the Bunnies. Takes over from Fletcher Myers, who drops to reserves. And as Fletch mentioned late in the first hour, we'll have a front row lock change. So Davey Moale will be at prop, wearing jersey number 13. Tallis Duncan will be at lock, wearing jersey number 8.
Like it, with a gold number.
Ronnie Coote. The Roosters now. Whew. Sandon Smith is your halfback, gents. He will be wearing jersey number 7 with Sammy Walker out. Connor Watson moves to hooker for Brandon Smith. White is the new lock in the absence of Nat Butcher. Satili Tupanua starts in the back row with Radley sideline. Joseph Suali'i is back on deck in the centres. Michael Jennings goes to 18th man. Siwa Wong, Zach Docker Clay, and debutant Delasal Va'a are the new faces on the bench. So
What a
you always
great
get them
name.
from outside the eastern suburbs.
What a great name. De La Salle. What am I pronouncing that correctly? De La Salle.
Yeah, De La Salle Va'a.
Delasal. And
Great name.
Daniel Tupou's out, gents. So Junior
Yeah.
Pauga comes in on the wing.
Okay.
Or,
So-
or does he?
Or does he?
What a
Marky Marks in jersey number 20.
Hello.
Ooh.
Yeah, there's options there.
Give him a go.
Xavier
I don't
Va'a,
know.
jersey number 22. So plenty of changes for the Chooks. Boys, are you worried? Like, it is a rivalry. The Rabbitohs will be up for it. Gold numbers are being unveiled.
Yeah.
He's scared. Oh, you can't really lose.
I
in
can't
this one,
lose.
Fletch.
No, the Chooks. Well, they got to get some sort of cohesion, don't
Yep.
they, going into the
Yep.
semi-finals? So, I expect them to be playing a very, very different type of game. Very different to how they've been playing, because everything was revolving around Semi Walker. There was a stat there. They were saying the last 9 games that Semi had played, they were winning by 30 points, average on 30. The game he didn't play, they got beat.
Hey, can you crow me, Dom, please? I've just thought of something, boys. I'm going to crow this. I know he's been named. Swally had that shoulder knock.
Gregory.
Peck.
Yep.
Right? I reckon he withdraws. Pauga plays in the centres and Marky Mark in the
plays-
funky bunch.
Okay.
You like that?
I do like that.
Love that.
Throw him right into a Rabbitohs
Yep.
rivalry.
Well, he's got De La Salle Va'a playing there, so he's clearly happy to debut someone, isn't he?
Yeah.
And do you think the Roosters, like, they can't go below 4th
No.
with a loss? So it's 3rd or 4th, really, we're looking at. Is there an option, like you were sort of saying with the Sharkies, Shug, that the Roosters might, maybe with some of those players that aren't 100%, give them a week off?
Maybe.
Do you think?
Yeah, maybe. It's a tricky one because you want, like,
You want a front for this game,
yeah.
but at the same time, you want to be looking to week 1 with what
But
happened.
do you want to run
that
fourth?
happened last
do
week.
you want to run 4th and play the Storm down there? Or do you want to go and play the Panthers?
You're going to have to eventually play the Storm.
No, I know, but you want to.
You want Jared there, right? So
So I would be trying to win this game to stay in 3rd
Yep.
position to play the Panthers, wouldn't you?
So who have the Panthers got?
Titans.
So they've got to
Saturday
lose.
night.
They've got to lose that game
Yes.
for them to get the home
That's right,
final,
yeah.
and they've got to win this.
The
Yeah,
Sharkies have got to win on, if they lose,
Mm.
Sharkies got to win on Sunday to jump the Chooks.
Machinations.
gotcha. Oh yeah, that's right. So it's not 100% locked and loaded, is it?
No.
That the Sharks take on Melbourne.
Nope.
No, that's not
No,
locked
no.
yet.
This is, depends on what happens with the Roosters on Friday.
Yeah. Interesting, boys. Very, very interesting. Okay, let's march along to the Dragons and the Raiders Touristo.
Still
Yes,
a chance.
before we get into this, Fletch, you have some audio from 2011, I believe,
Mm.
regarding this game, Dragons and the Raiders.
Of Adam West.
No. Wham! No.
That's
Whack!
No. From 2011.
Yes.
Dugan.
Oh, yes. So this was, I think they broke the hoodoo here.
No.
No, they didn't?
No, this was
What's this one?
Dugan in a lime green jersey.
Oh, okay.
Do you believe in certain things?
That's right. Okay, play it, Brasco.
Buttress feeds it back. Here's Williams. They go to the right. McCrone kicks it. Chasing through. Dugan! Josh Dugan! Do you believe in hoodoos? Do you believe in miracles?
Do you believe?
So that story, Dragons,
Yeah.
18 all. Sowie kicks a field goal. The Dragons' bus of supporters broke down on the way from Sydney. Got there for the last
Emotionally
20
or
minutes.
mechanically?
Well, they broke down on the way up.
They'd be used to that, wouldn't they? The
Someone
Dragons breaking down emotion.
So they got there late. They started, we're back. We're going to enter the hoodoo.
Yeah.
Sowie kicks a field goal. They're up and about. And then the Raiders shift right. Grubber goes in. Dugan, who
right.
eventually goes to
Wow.
the Dragons, scores a try.
Anti-hoodoo.
Warren Smith era of that early 2010s.
Yeah,
Just with the Lions. Do
you
He's
believe
been
in
calling a
miracles?
long time now, wasn't he?
Yeah.
I think he's been there. Since kickoff.
Fox.
Fox kickoff.
Oh.
Yeah, that'd be right. Vossi since kickoff.
No, he was at 9.
Oh, he's at 9, yeah.
Brandos.
Clarkey, Greg Clark, was a NRL commentator.
That's right.
In the Foxtel era.
I think Woz has been, I stole his golf shoes. Maybe he's not listening. He's got a big foot, size 14 foot.
Dragons versus the Raiders, 3 p.m. next Strata Jubilee. So Dragons, Moses Zuli, he does return from the knee injury, so he will partner Jack Bird in the centres. Lycan King Togia, he slots into 5'8". Matt Fine goes to the wing, and Michaeli Ravalawa, he has been kicked out. Not only was it Oasis who had a big return this week, boys, because little by little, Jacob Little, he returns after missing round 26 for personal reasons. Thank you.
Give the Rabbi a bit of a wink, will you?
Yeah. Hang on, will the Rabbi use that?
Little by little.
Yeah.
I think it's quite good. Oasis have returned this week.
Yeah, it's good.
Little by little. That's not bad.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll see. Connor Mulheisen goes to the bench. Blake Laurie has been added to the bench after being 18th man last week. Halfback for the Raiders, Jamal Fogarty, he returns after missing the Roosters game. And 5'8", Ethan Strange, he is back. He's also back on deck. After wearing the number 6 last week. KO Weeks is moves to fullback, taking over from Jordan Rapana, who is injured. Elliot Whitehead, as we know, is suspended. So Simi Sasagi joins the pack with the Moon Man, Trey Mooney, on the bench.
Very good, tourist.
This is like the so you're telling me there's a chance cup. Like the winner needs a draw in the Dolphins Knights. Do you reckon they'll be going to the
there's a chance.
So do you reckon they'll be doing the Leagues Club?
The panning.
Yeah, like the Eskies, like remember you were talking about the Bulldogs, Dragons one. There's got to be a live cross to either Queanbeyan or Steelers or St George Leagues.
And there's always a blonde girl at the front. Always. The cameraman always, it was like the cricket.
Positioned?
Always used to just pan to a blonde girl with a Farrah Fawcett hairdo
That's right.
in a yellow T-shirt. May or may not be wearing a bra.
Yeah.
But that was the 80s.
That was the 80s, folks. That was the 80s. Bulldogs take on the Cowboys. Accor Stadium, 5:30. This game's massive, boys, because the scenario is this. If the Seagulls can beat the Sharks, they will jump the loser of this game, which means that would give the Seagulls a home final, and the loser of this would lose a home final. So very, very fascinating fixture with the Bulldogs taking on the Cowboys. As far as the team news is concerned, what have we got here? So Stephen Crichton returns. He had that suspension. He's back in the centres. Kiros goes back to the wing. And Sherry is now serving a one-game ban. 5'8", Matty Burton won't play after failing a HA last week. So Drew Hutchison, the answer comes back in.
This is set up for the answer.
Yeah, and the Cowboys, just the one change to the squad that went past the Melbourne Storm. Thomas McKayle's back from that hamstring concern. Jackson Purdue makes way for him, and Finafawaki is on the extended squad, so maybe he could be a late call-up as well. Looking to return from that hand injury, boys. Panthers take on the Titans, Fletch.
Yes, I'm just about to get that one out here. We'll go straight into it. Scotty Sorensen, beautiful eyes, is back in from his hamstring injury, so Lukey Garner moves back to the bench, and the Huth, or the Huth, Eisen, is gone out to 18th man. Keanu Kinney returns at fullback. Oh, geez, I like watching him play. He's overcome his cork. David Fafita is not going to play as he heads for surgery. Khalees Haas comes in the starting side. On the bench, young Arama Howe makes his NRL debut, and Jacob Alick returns for his first game since round 18. Tough. This might be a tough carry for the Titans here. Tough carry. So I'm thinking they're just starting to warm up a bit.
Yep. They have to, don't they?
They've got to.
What's the latest on Cleary? Is it week 1 of the finals?
They've come out and said that he would definitely be playing week 1 of the finals.
Have they? Okay.
Tommy Areas.
Tommy's
Week
very
1,
keen.
boys.
Did you hear his chat? I've never heard him speak like that. He was saying, I know what it is. I'm just going to kneel it up. I know that I can't do any more damage. So Tommy's not really been one to be so confident about coming back. So
all righty.
Stuff.
Let's go to the 1973 grand final of the New South Wales Rugby League, and let's set this one up.
Pearce gets the pass. Out it goes to Fulton. Has Irvine with him. Irvine and Fulton. He's in. No. A try to Bobby Fulton. His second try.
Well, there we are. There's just no containing Bobby Fulton when he decides to score a try.
1973 grand final. Great audio there, boys. Brooksy, you've got the reins for this one.
So it will likely be 4v7 when we go live with this, but depending on what happens with the Bulldogs and the Cowboys, that could change things. Seagulls. Tolu Kola gets a nod at fullback and who will take over from Tommy Trbojevic, who is hopeful, as Fletch said, of missing just the 1 week with his shoulder injury. Clayton Faulalo comes in on the wing for Jason Saab, who did his ankle last week in the win over the Doggies. Benny Trbojevic has been added to the bench after he was 18th man last week. Sharkies, Jesse Ramian, suspension, and winger Ronaldo Mulatalo, knee, are back on deck, with Dan Atkinson going to the bench and Sam Stonestreet going to the reserves. Braden Hamlin-Ueli drops off the bench. Nico Hine reverts to his regular halfback role in his second game back. Sifat Talakai is listed among the reserves as he looks to return from a calf injury. So strong lineup for the Sharkies, Shug. Even on the reserves, Hamlin-Ueli, Talakai, Stonestreet. Pretty strong there at Four Pines. Sold out too.
They're going full steam ahead by the looks of it. So another sellout. So the Tigers is a sellout. That's a sellout. The game's flying, absolutely flying at the moment. That's about all that one, Brooks.
Yep.
We've got a bit of a protest here from Bulldog Bob. Joel, for the Dogs, Carraz doesn't go back to the wing.
Yes.
Crichton slips right in the centre to play Sherry. Carraz and Skelton retain their places at this stage.
No, you're right, Bulldog Bob. You're absolutely right. The obvious error. 1300 01 1170. Rightio, take us home, tourists, Knights and the Dolphins. This game is a virtual final.
Yeah, so first of all, this won't be a sellout, but it could be by the time it gets to it, do you think?
Yes.
If the permutations
100%.
make it there, it will be, yeah. So 4 or 5 p.m, McDonald Jones Stadium up in Newcastle. A couple of heavyweight boxers return in Mike Tyson Frizzell and Tyson Fury Gamble.
Oh, yeah.
They're back. So Will Price.
Look down the camera.
Barrel.
And just give the... Just give
that one.
Just give the rabbi the old moil.
Quick step.
Zing and zing.
Because of that, Will Price and Thomas Cant are the men to make way off the bench. Englishman Kai Pierce-Paul, KPP, he is listed among the reserves after that big laceration. Speaking of Paul Buns. Dolphins, skipper Jesse Bromwich and veteran Cody Rikorima. They both return, so Mark Nichols, he goes to the bench. And Isaiah Katoa drops to the reserves.
Mind games.
What's happened,
Bennett,
What's
mind games.
Isaiah Katoa? This is a huge thing.
Yeah, he did it last week.
This is
He did it last week.
To get them all fired up.
Yeah, he does. This is what he does.
Wow.
Cards. Very close.
Kenny Bromwich.
He didn't tell the players what was going on.
Yeah, so he can't do it twice in a row,
I think he can.
Oh, dear.
Kenny Bromwich, he's moves into the starting side at lock. So Lachlan Hubner, he goes to 18th man. Kafusi has been named, but he's seeking that charge tonight. He'll be contesting the charge tonight to see.
He can't get a week for that, can he? There was nothing.
The Kafusi, he's got to fight it.
Must fight.
He must fight. If Adam Reynolds doesn't drop the ball, it's don't get me started.
No.
And the other thing, I honestly, I watched it again, the hip drop for Elliot Whitehead. I don't think it was. He was going for the ball. Did you, when the Brandon Smith thing happened, they just got their legs.
But the hip drop's tough because it's not about the action, right, of what you're intending to do. It's where you land.
I know, but
I know, I hear.
How do you know what then? I don't want to get to this argument again, but it was a bit like when Walsh and Joseph Swali'i, when they collided in that first Origin, people are saying, "Oh, you can't tackle around the head." He didn't know that he was going to slip.
No, that's right.
It's a game of contact, and we're going so fast at each other. And I don't know what you're going to do. I don't know I don't want to hit the tourist. Imagine jamming into the tourist. I know who's winning that.
You'd be tricky 10
Not
out.
me.
Tourist.
In a cross play,
Off the back fence.
A double cross play.
Go for the knees, you'll be fine.
No, I'm going to hit you. I'm going to try and hit you right under the ribs, but you're just going to go is, and I'm just going to turn into a bit of
He'll caber toss you.
like a bit of Robin and. You're going to double team. You're going to double team me like Batman and Robin at that orgy.
The Riddler's on.
Teamlist Tuesdays, all thanks to Signet for Aussies living life on the go. Signet phone accessories go the distance, keeping you connected and protected.